Freaking, my things aren't there, so I can't show everyone the image and leave it on the image and... Oh well.
You're professional.
You're professional.
Oh, yeah.
We are live. We are on.
Live,
this is
number
it.
10.
Number 10. Still... Number 10, still as professional as ever. And because of our lighting girl is now turning it into a rave. Yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, okay. Now it's just on. So there you go. We're on. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
No one's watching now anyway, so it's just
Cool.
us.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, look, there it is. There's the shiny flashing lights. We can see ourselves as always. Happy 10th episode, Dale.
Double digits. Happy 10th episode. We made it.
It's always good when you can get into double digits or get in double digits or something. Double digits.
Children.
Say double digits again. Double digits. Awesome. Off to a great, enthusiastic start. So none of our plans have gone through at all for organising anything special for this episode.
Well, it's special. We're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're doing it again. You know what?
Someone's checking.
Someone's telling us that we've got something wrong because I've done
Yes.
that. I know what's wrong. The audio's not right. Is that what they said?
No.
No. That should be better. That should be slightly better, more recognisable as D&G audio right there.
What dodgy.
Are you watching on your computer?
No.
Oh, okay, so that second person watching is actually somebody else.
Hey, someone's on board.
So let's go through ideas that we had or that I had for tonight's show that hasn't come through.
Live studio audience.
People here
Yep.
didn't come through.
Yep.
Skype phone call,
Yep.
possibly to Brian in the States, hasn't come through. Theme song and intro thing
Yep.
didn't come through.
Yep.
There was one other. There was something else. Webcam. Webcam was the other one I wanted. I wanted a quality webcam for the 10th episode, and that hasn't come through either. But you know what? It's better than the first episode because we've got the light.
Yeah. We are improving.
Yeah, we are improving. Little steps. Also, I'm skint, so there's no way I can afford that, and we haven't got any sponsors yet, so we can't afford webcams. That's partly the reason why there's no webcam. Yeah. Cool. Great.
Need to clean my glasses. They're
Okay.
filthy. The light is showing me how filthy they are.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
Big week?
Well, I wanted to... No, before we get on to weeks and stuff, I'm still very pleased that we've made it to 10.
Yep.
I think that's
10
very
weeks.
good.
10 weeks in running. We haven't missed one.
And we haven't missed any either. Happy 10, we still don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Thank you, Brian. Brian's actually got a profile picture now of Kermit in a cowboy hat.
I had a look at Brian's page the other day.
Which page? His Facebook page?
His Facebook page.
Yep,
Because
you stalked
I have no idea what Brian looks like.
You have no idea who Brian even is.
No.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sure what Brian looks like. Because I saw it, he posted a picture of him and some mates the other day, and I wasn't sure which one was him.
Well, I had a look at the page. Brian's he's a good looking fella.
Good looking fella?
He's got to Bring Me the Horizon tattoo across his chest. I was quite happy about that.
Uh-huh. A what tattoo?
Bring Me the Horizon, are a band.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Yes, based on some of the music posts that Brian has posted, I think you and he would get on quite well in that regard.
Yep.
Which is why it almost feels like, excluding number 1 and number 2 fans, Simon and Matt, it feels like Brian could almost be the third member, like the fifth Beatle.
The fifth Beatle.
Just because Brian's into the comics, he's into the fighting, he's
Yep.
into the music that you're into. I don't think he's possibly into my kind of music, but still, he's got a lot of the qualities that are the reason why, or the main focus of the show. So, yeah, maybe. Just putting that out there. That makes Jamie,
Silent.
Jane Asher, or Asher, or possibly Yoko.
I don't know who Jane Escher is.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Okay.
You wouldn't know who Patty Boyd is either.
I don't know who Patty Boyd is
Yeah,
either.
I'm going into some... or a Maureen Cox. I'm
I
going
shouldn't
in...
be fucking Yoko.
No, you're not Yoko. I'm going deep into my Beatles nerddom by mentioning those names.
Okay.
So, yeah. I reckon Simon and Matt would be like a Brian... not Brian Epstein. Mal Evans or a Neil Aspinall.
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay.
just pointing out my real
Okay.
Beatles nerdism. These are Beatles B circle friends and people and girlfriends and wives and stuff. So, yes, 10 episodes. And the best thing about it is, as you pointed out, we haven't missed an episode yet, or a week yet. And when we originally did the first one, it was literally, hey, do you want to do one? How about Saturday night, Sunday night at 6? Mm-hmm. And then it was literally next week. Okay,
Yep.
next week.
Yep.
And then it's just turned into every single week, which
Yep.
is pretty good.
Yep.
To the point where I don't even check whether you're coming over yet.
We
You
had this
just turn up.
conversation. Yeah, I'm just here.
We had that question the other week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been good.
It's been good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. The next big one would obviously be 20.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we make it to there or not, I don't know.
10 weeks from now?
10 weeks from now, who
Is
knows?
it the end of the year? Or not yet?
It's getting pretty close, isn't it? Because it's almost 3 months. So it's a month, 2.5 months. Oh, I just realised there is a possible week that we might have to skip
Oh,
coming up.
why's that?
I have got 2 weeks off work coming up in the middle of September.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now been decided that I will try and take the weekend in the middle as a time to go camping.
Oh, nice.
But the plan is to go Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Fair enough. Oh, look, we could do a makeup one during the week.
Ooh, could we record one?
We could pre-record one.
Pre-record one. I like that idea. Pre-record one and then just put it up there.
Yep.
Have to look into how to do that though.
Or we could just go 1 week where we don't do one. Our loyal fans will have to
Yeah, they'll have to put up
watch
with
an
it.
old one.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 or 4, depending on how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
2 of which haven't turned up yet.
No.
So far, it's just Brian. Brian is the only dedicated one.
Yep.
Brian is probably the person that will be able to say when we hit like show 500 that
He was there.
he was there from the beginning and he hasn't missed an episode since he started. But yeah. Speaking of missing episodes and stuff, I have been quite slack. D&G10 is not on YouTube as far as I'm aware. D&G8 went up a week late, and I don't think I've put an 8 or 9 on iTunes.
Wow.
Yep. Just so everyone is aware of my
Yeah.
slackness there. I was having some internet problems at school on Tuesday.
What, they cut off the internet for you?
No, the last 2 weeks, I've literally had it downloading from Livestream, the episode, because I have to download it from Livestream, cut it up, or not cut it up, but cut it into audio video, and then repost it. I've literally been downloading it, and it'll stop downloading, and I have to go up and check it and restart it. And I have to do that every, 15 minutes
Wow.
to try and get it to download. So that's what's been happening. Hence why I should further try to get the YouTube happening, so it goes straight up to YouTube. Because otherwise there's just all this kerfuffing about and stuff like that, which is kind of annoying. But yeah,
That's what happens.
technology.
Technology.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other ideas on... Or any other show-related...
I'm thinking I'm working on,
Check-ins.
on a sign-off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a
Excellent.
sign off at the end of the show. Yeah.
So obviously we'll wait until...
We'll have to wait till the end
We'll
of
wait
the
till the
show.
end of that for that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We've still got to get a sign on as well.
Yep.
Like a... I don't know.
See what my hair's looking like at the moment? Like, I'm just looking at it in the... It's like very... Oh, no. Just looks good just looks good from that
That
angle.
was pretty
Looks
funny.
bad
It's
from that
almost
angle.
mohawk. It looks bad from this side as well.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. Not that you should change it.
No,
necessarily.
well, I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for a haircut. Like, because it's getting a bit long. Like...
The camera and the lighting and stuff doesn't really show the hair, either of our hairs, necessarily that well.
Yeah.
I mean, my lame attempt at facial hair looks a lot thicker.
Well, mine looks
this.
great. Like, it looks like I've actually got a
Yeah,
beard, but
yours
if you
looks-
get close...
Yeah, yours looks quite beardy.
Yeah.
There he comes. Up
Hey.
close.
Good looking fella.
You remind me of
The babe?
oh no one of the
Look at that. Straight out of the bottle.
one of the farmers from the Vicar of Dibley. I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah, I know
Hewitt.
which one. Yeah.
Hewitt, I think his name is.
Is he the one you can't understand because he mumbles?
No, he's not the short one that goes no.
No.
He's the one that's always having sex with animals and
Oh,
telling the
okay,
the
yeah.
vicar that he wants to have it away with her and stuff.
No. Knowing you. Knowing me.
No parking is allowed on the upper field. Yeah.
Do you watch Father Ted?
No, but I do believe we downloaded it recently. I think we're halfway through, or we're actually up to season 2 of the thick of it, and we're going to try and keep going with that to finish that off because that's not very long. And then I want to find the movie and download the movie and see that because I still haven't seen that yet. And then I think Father Ted would be the one to go with next. Thank you for reminding me because I downloaded it the other week and haven't got round to watching it yet. We've been somewhat desperate for something to watch, so I think that's the way to go.
Back to it. I think I need a haircut and I don't know what to do with it. I wanted to get a mullet just as pay homage to young Matthew Hogan, but I need to grow it a bit longer.
Do you want me to go get the clippers right now?
To do a mullet for me?
On the show?
No,
right
not
now.
on the show. I'd like a professional to do it.
Screw that.
He's on.
And Matty Hogan's back. Oh, with us.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah, he's just joined in. I was just saying I'm going to try and get a mullet as homage to you, but it's just not growing quick enough. Either that or I was thinking getting a devil lock. So it's
What's
like
a devil lock?
the anti-mullet, so like long there. So I could,
Okay. I feel very much out of touch with the hip and happening haircuts, given that my first haircut in 15 years was a short back and sides.
It was a nice haircut though.
I actually do think it suits me and stuff. I wish I could grow better facial hair because I do look like an absolute child without facial hair, and my facial hair is not thick enough, so I don't look like quite a man just yet. So I'm in the mix of the two, unfortunately. I'm getting to the point where my hair's getting a bit long and it's maybe haircut time again. But I always wear a hat. I'm always wearing a hat at work, and then when I'm out, I wear my peak cap, and I just have no need for anyone to see my hair. I very rarely have to do anything with my hair.
So if either of our loyal listeners has any suggestions for haircuts for us, let us know.
I still think you should let me go get the clippers and do it now.
Well,
What about next week?
I
Come on,
don't trust your haircutting credentials.
D&G10 has to have some kind of special event. I think a haircut is the way to go.
Or one of us could just, get a tit out or something.
That actually hurt my elbow because it's still sore from the other week.
No.
Oh, God. I've started taking arthritis medicine.
Really?
Yep.
What's arthritis medicine?
Oh, it's just... Jamie, what's it called? Glucosamine. I remember looking it up for
That's
joint...
just not for arthritis, though, is it?
No, it's not.
Joint health. What about...
It's just for general joint health. But then it says on the packet for best for arthritis. I'm like, awesome, hitting old man status. Yeah, I heard of fish oil as well, so I should try and get someone to some of that because that's apparently very good for you.
Look, I don't know if it does anything or it just gives me expensive urine. I don't know.
I've heard very positive things about it for your joints. Multiple sources have told me that. One source of which I somewhat am interested in.
2010.
Is it still long though, Brian? That's the question.
His hair looked pretty long.
Did it look pretty long?
It looked pretty long.
And the other person that said that fish oil is good for your joints, I wouldn't necessarily
Glucosamine doesn't work.
Glucosamine doesn't work. Well, I've got a full packet of them, so I'll have the packet and see if it works. I have recently been pretty disappointed with multivitamins. They haven't really been doing much.
Well,
either,
all multivitamins do is give you expensive urine.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm a good-looking fellow. Look at my face.
They make sense in theory, but yeah, I haven't bothered with I shouldn't bother with multivitamins. Yeah, but Matt, you're a your profession is jiu-jitsu, so I assume your hands and knees are meant to be like that.
No one's hands and knees are meant to be like that.
Well, because Jess says that about her hands, that they're all fucked.
Yeah.
Cam is the same.
Yeah.
They all claim that they're that jiu-jitsu pretty much just screws your hands up and stuff. So fish oil 2 doesn't work. Is that what you're saying?
Really? Oh,
interesting.
I like the fish oil. Tastes
well,
good.
As I said, I'm going to try my utmost to to take these pills as recommended and see how they're going. This week I am all set. I know last week Matt Hogan was quite concerned for me on Tuesday that I had not taken anywhere near enough food to school with me. This week I am well prepared for food. I have a bunch of steaks in the fridge marinating at the moment that I'm going to fry up in the morning and then take to work with me in bite-sized pieces. Plus, roast potato is going to be done at some point as well.
Sweet potato or normal potato?
Sweet.
Good.
I am a firm sweet potato devotee ever since I first had some, and I almost wanted to say to my mother, why the hell have you not been giving me this for my entire life, given how much I love potato to start with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
see, I had a pretty significant potato addiction, but once I got on the sweet potato, it was all changed.
My theory is you still have a sweet potato addiction. It's now sweet potato.
No, I have a potato addiction, but it's now sweet potato.
That's what I meant to say, if that's not what I said.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm feeling very positive about this week's food.
Good.
Plenty of carrots, plenty of apples, plenty of eggs to boil up and take with me.
Yep.
The meat, and I've also got 2 mass amounts of pasta and sauce good to go as well. I know some people don't like the carbs, those kind of carbs. Good plan, he's saying.
Good plan.
Yeah, he's complimenting me.
Yeah,
doesn't happen very often, so just let it happen.
Look, I think all the diet, fish oils, all this sort of stuff. I think it's mental. I think mental is a big thing. If you think that fish oil is going to help you, if you think that glucosamine is going to help you, probably will help you. What's he saying?
Well, Esther is absolutely correct. Organisation is the key. I know personally, whenever I fall off any supposed diet or whatever, it's always
there's
because...
your first mistake, saying a diet. You don't lose weight on a diet. You got to change your life.
Yeah, whenever I fall off and eat foods that I know I shouldn't, foods that I seem to be like, oh, I want to have that, and then I start feeling bad, like feeling unhealthy and lacking in energy, it's always because I haven't planned well. So yeah, I'm very keen on the planning, and I'm very glad that today, whilst Jamie and I were at the Queen Vic Market, I refer to myself as the pack horse. She goes and buys the food, and then I carry it, because I get stressed out that I'm not, and I do that too. I get stressed out that I'm not going to buy the right food, and that it's going to cost too much and all this stuff. But I'm really good at carrying stuff. So yeah. And I'm standing there at the end of the meat thing, and I look to my left, and there's just this log of meat, like porterhouse steak. And I just said, "Hey, what about this one? We should get that because it's the price was good and stuff like that." It's turned out that it's going to be 6 really healthy sized steaks, 2 per day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the plan at the moment.
CBDs.
Central business districts.
Cock ball disorders.
Cock and ball disorder. Yeah. Matt. Okay, it's called Kumara. Sure. I think in America they call it yams.
No, yam is different to sweet potato. I found
is
that
it?
out. Yeah.
They're a smaller one though. Aren't they yams?
I don't
know. Yeah. It's got different names. That's why we use the Latin name. Unfortunately, I don't know the Latin name for sweet potato, which is a shame.
Sweetest potatoes? I don't know.
Because I am... It should be...
Jamie thought that was funny.
Yeah, she did. It should be sweetest potaceae.
Oh, God.
Because there's a lot of potaceaes or ACA in the end of Latin names for plants. I need to get better at my plant identification with the Latin names. Coffea arabica. That's my coffee plant. I can always remember that one.
Who needs Latin these days anyway?
Well, the scientific / Latin names, they're not really Latin anymore for plants, are really useful because if I go to America, I can say, have you got any Coffea arabica? And they'll say, yes, we do, here it is.
Say, fuck off back to England, you stupid pommy bastard. You say, I'm a fucking Australian.
Fuck oath, mate, I'm an Australian. But...
You limey bugger.
That way with plants it works well. Like Clivia miniata, they'd know exactly what I was referring to, even though it could be called the Kefir lily in some places or something else.
I was about to say I once knew a girl had a Clivia miniata.
You should, and that was why you were like, I can't find it. Oh, what a shame.
No, I can always find it. Very...
Vegetatia.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't think that's right, Matt.
Vegetatia.
So... Yeah, D&G10.
Number 10, we're
It's
here,
pretty
we
good.
did it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna say that I remember. I think I was talking to either Simon or Matt the other week at training, and there was something about how I think it actually came up with both of them. How, and I think we've also referenced this before. How we've got no idea what we're doing. We're just going with how it flows, how it goes, and it's turned into a conversation between us and here is Simon finally. Everyone can relax. And it's become a conversation between us and whoever's watching, which I don't know of any other podcasts that talk directly to the people watching like we do. So
essentially we have a studio audience, they're just not live.
Yeah, well, they are live because they're happening right now and we're happening right now, but they're not live with us here in the place.
Yes.
I think that it's a real positive that we are doing it in a way that I don't know, as I said, I don't know of any other podcast where they talk directly to the audience who are talking to them via the chat room quite as directly as us. I know the Kevin Pollock chat show, they reference it sometimes, but it's but they're mainly
Oh, you got that? Oh, you just dropped a name. I just Kevin Pollock.
Yeah, no, I know the name I said, but it's not someone I know. It's not like I was like, oh, the other day I was chatting to my mate Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin 07. Oh, gotcha.
What's called Skype? That doesn't make any sense, Esther.
It's called Skype. Very...
Yeah, good point, Brian. Good point. The early episodes of the JRE before they started getting regular guests and it morphed into an interview show. I downloaded a torrent full of those early shows and they were pretty funny. It was just Brian in the background and Joe sitting there with his face nice and close to the webcam going, what? Oh yeah, no, I thought, and then talking about what they'd posted and stuff. So yeah, well maybe we'll turn into an interview show eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
get studio audience and guests?
Can I just say I'd be very happy to do 3 episodes a week, roughly, talking to some of the amazing people that he talks to.
I'd be very happy to do that as well.
I'd be quite happy to do that, just saying.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to come on the show, we're taking bookings now. Jamie, do you want to possibly go out of the room so we can talk about Metamoris, or...
There won't be any cupcakes then.
Okay, do you mind if we talk about Metamoris and just spoil the whole thing?
Yeah, go on. Am I going to be happy or not?
I think you'll be pretty happy. I mean, you didn't really like Charles Sonnen, did you? So, Metamoris 4 happened today. As everyone watching... I'm assuming that pretty much everyone watching was watching it. I know you and Simon were together. I'm assuming Matt was invited as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Fine. Don't invite me, Simon. Whatever.
Are we going to continue with talking about it?
Yeah, we'll go on.
Morris was on today.
Yep.
It was pretty good. It's pretty good, I must admit. Like
you got to watch it live. I watched it via the social media and highlight GIFs, whatever
GIFs
that came through. I was how would I say it? Pleasantly pleased with Beatty McBeard's performance. I didn't really care to see. I honestly don't. I've lost a feeling that he's a good ambassador for us as a country.
He's probably not the best ambassador.
I originally, when I first sort of discovered him, thought, oh, this guy's interesting. Yeah. Then I started just going, okay, now you're a bit of a wanker. You're not. I found that it was all style, no substance.
Yeah. Look, his jiu-jitsu is all right.
His jiu-jitsu is good. There's no question about that.
And look, we're not like we have some fantastic grapplers in this country. Some absolutely fantastic grapplers in this country. But of course, and he would lead you to believe that we don't. Like that's the problem. He's putting out a lot of shit saying that there's no A-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athletes in this country. There's no coaches in this country that are top level.
In fact, he said that in the Metamoris preview training.
And he said that on numerous occasions before, and it's just not true. We have some fantastic grapplers in this country. Some people may not compete as much as he does. They may not be able to put themselves out there. Like, Jiu-Jitsu is... You're not going to be a millionaire owning a jiu-jitsu gym.
No.
You're not going to do it, right? Whereas if you can market yourself and you've got a bit of an image and a bit of shtick, a bit of a gimmick...
Which is what he's got, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
He's got the gimmick.
He's had people sponsor him to go over to all these tournaments and stuff like that. A lot of other people haven't had that. A lot of people have got to work a full-time job and be a grappler.
Yeah.
And run their own gym. So, it's not an option for them to...
If I remember correctly, he competed in Copapedia and was knocked out in the first round.
Yeah. And look, he'll put that down to the fact that there's not enough good people to grapple with here. Look, you're in a country where jiu-jitsu is only done by the people that do fucking jiu-jitsu and love it.
Simon, you are there, yes.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. There's... It's for a lot of professional sports, it's much harder to be based in Australia.
Yeah.
But it does feel like he's sort of... Would you say it's making excuses?
Look, he's still better than I would be if I trained every day for the rest of my life. And, he's done fantastic to get, accepted to have a go on Metamoris. He's done fantastic to compete in the Copapedia, whatever that thing was called, the compete in the worlds and stuff like that. He can make all the excuses he wants. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's got skill. Whether he got his black belt in 3 years or whatever, it was.
Yeah.
He's got some skills. He's a talented athlete.
There
may have been some other things that helped him to be a superior athlete.
Really? Are you making a suggestion? If I go under the camera line, are you making a suggestion?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's, for a guy that he looks as fantastic as he looks and says he never does weights.
That's interesting.
I have no idea.
I genuinely don't understand the beard shaved head. I don't understand why that's a look for anyone. And I just get confused whenever I see him. So, he's just saying hello. Simon's just saying hello. Apparently now, and there's a penis on that.
Excellent. Without a head, the head has been cut off.
Oh, it's just a little tip.
Little head.
Little tip. Apparently now my your nickname is Dagsy and mine's Gavin.
There you go.
Primary school. Nightmares coming flooding back.
Oh no! I genuinely love it when people call me Dagsy.
I know you do, but it's been about 15 years since I got called Gavin.
Really?
Yeah, mainly because I spent time with adults.
Yeah.
Anyway, was it a good match up until the end?
Oh look, it was a.
Was it a close one?
It wasn't a long match. It wasn't a long match. Look. Gary Tonin, which there was an outtake section where they'd written on the board like a game plan for this, and Kit Dale Singh said Gary Tonin or something like that. It was quite funny.
Okay.
Just you're an ambassador for Australia, so let's just play on the homophobia and that sort of stuff.
That's the thing that annoyed me as well. The preview or the countdown video for the two of them, Dale and his opponent. That's the word I was looking for. Opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Gary Toman.
Gayron Toman.
Yeah.
Was very serious from Gayron Toman, whatever.
Yeah.
But then from Dale it was
mucking around,
making a joke.
That's his thing. That's
his shtick. That's the exact gimmick that we were just talking about. So.
Yeah. But look, it wasn't. It was a very short match. It was probably the shortest match on the card. Look, I don't know if kid was nervous. I don't know. Look, as you probably know jiu-jitsu, it's not about being the best person. It's making mistakes and
the other person capitalising. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all it was. Look, he might get another go next year. You know, well, they say some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Mate, look, maybe this will spur him on to train. You know, go overseas and train
do some weights.
Or do some weights. You know.
Yeah.
But look, end of the day, he fought on the live jiu-jitsu, pay-per-view jiu-jitsu tournament.
Super tournament now.
Yeah.
It's getting big now.
It was what it was.
Okay. Who was next? What was
the next fight was, I think it was Salo Ribeiro and the green asshole. I can't remember his name, but he referred to himself as... because he had green hair.
Oh, okay.
And he dyes it blue. If someone can tell me his name, I'm sorry.
I was going to say green arsehole. Does he have a lot of he have a lot of kale?
Oh, he's had green hair, and he said he'd rather be referred to as the green arsehole than the blue arsehole.
Okay.
Dyed his hair. But that was a really good old school jiu-jitsu style match. Like there was no barimbalos.
Was that the one that went for a draw? Because there was only one draw, wasn't there?
No, there wasn't. There was like 3 or 4 draws.
Oh, okay. Because there was a lot of finishes.
No.
The main event finished.
Yeah.
The co-main event finished. Beardy McBeard finished.
Yeah. All right. So there was.
Was there one more?
3 and 3.
The secret match went to a draw.
It was 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Given that they're trying this thing of we don't want points, we don't want draws, we want it to go.
Yeah.
They're doing it in a way that I really like, where it is literally the two of them versus each other. It goes to a finish, and if it's not a decisive finish, then it's a draw, which means that you're pushing harder for that finish. But it also allows the fact that some of these matches are draws.
Yep.
I'm not saying that any of the ones from today were necessarily.
But the thing is, and look, no, we'll get to this. We'll get to this a little bit later. So yeah, the second fight was the two old school jiu-jitsu guys. Third fight was Keenan Cornelius and Vinny Margalej. There was quite a bit of talk leading up to that fight because they were meant to fight on the last Metamoris.
Yep.
But Vinny got a really, really nasty looking staph infection.
That's right. It was like under his arm or something, and it was like the day before they established that it's no good. And
that was a really good fight. Like Salo is my hero. Yes, I found out today that Salo Ribeiro is Matt's hero.
Apparently,
loves him, which is just spectacular.
Nice.
Oh, Jiu-Jitsu University. Look, the Keenan Cornelius and Vinny Margalej's fight was good. Like Keenan's he's very exciting with his new school jiu-jitsu, crazy inverted moves and stuff like that. I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't in the gi because I don't know if you followed Keenan Cornelius, but he's
doing the worm
guard.
The worm guard is the wrapping the lapel through legs and arms and then holding onto it nice and low or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Young Simon here has taken to the worm guard, and I've had quite a few Friday night open mats where we go through the worm guard thing, and I lay down, I jump up and down, but no, he's quite good.
Are you struggling to get out of the worm?
Well, I just counter it with the jellyfish guard, which is my guard I've been working on. Yeah, doesn't work.
When I was about to say when will we see a
jellyfish worm
instructional video for the jellyfish
guard? Oh, about 20 years time.
20 years time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys.
20 years, jellyfish guard.
Guard.
It's basically just let them get your arm and then they can't break it because it's so rubbery and bendy. Yeah. So that was a good fight. That went to the draw. There was a very strange thing that kind of happened with all of the fights that went to a draw, besides one, I think, where the fight had clearly ended. Definitely happened with the Salo Ribeiro and the other guy. Definitely happened with. It might have happened with Keenan Cornelius and Vinny Margalish, where the fight had clearly stopped. But the referee is saying, no, keep going. No, don't, and like one of the fights went on like at least 30 seconds longer than it should, to the point where I think it was the Basala Ribeiro one where there's people shouting from the crowd, time. So they had to stop. We surmise we don't know if the referee had an earpiece in his ear going, no, keep this going.
Yeah. Was there a bell or a buzzer or something that...
Oh, there was annoying drum beats going... Dum, dum.
Oh, yeah, the Chinese or Japanese or whatever drumming it was.
Yeah. So there was that. Ryan. Not the what?
The rules. Do you think that the 20-minute sub only is the best? I personally like it for this kind of event. I think that it as part of when you watch Metamoris, you watch it because you know that it's 20 minutes sub only.
But this is what I was going to get at, and we will talk about it a bit.
Do you want to touch on that later then?
No. Look,
or do you want to talk now?
The thing is with the 20-minute no sub matches, no points sub only, is no matter what happens, you're most of the time you're going to have a fighter that is clearly winning the fight, right? Even though there's no points, even though there's no submission, it goes to a draw. You're gonna get a fighter that's winning the fight. So, for example, in the last Metamoris, with the main event, it went to a draw. However, everyone clearly says Eddie Bravo won that fight.
Yep.
Clearly, if there were points, Eddie Bravo won it. In the I don't know about the Keenan Cornelius one. I don't know about the Sala Ribeiro one. I think Ribeiro took his back at one stage, and I think there was mounts. I think he'd got mounted. So look, let's say there were points. There's 4 points there, whatever, right? Whereas with the Eddie Bravo one, Eddie Bravo clearly was winning that fight. However, all the Gracies are saying no. Hoyler was dominating him with superior technique and control and all that, all that sort of jazz.
But you could say in reference to the Gracie Bravo one that the reason why all the Gracies felt that was because they didn't know what Bravo was doing, because Bravo's been off on another mat, on another place, getting all creative and stuff on his own, so they didn't have a clue.
Matt raises a very valid point.
Yeah, stalling is a problem. That's what Hickson's all about, isn't it, at the moment? Matt likes the format. Hickson's new IBJJF rules.
Stipulation about the pulling guard?
Yeah, is that he just does not want stalling, which is, a problem that you get a point and then you stall.
Yeah.
And you just stall out until the end, which I guess you could almost say that in a way that's a problem or a possibility in all sport.
You should always be going for the sub, because it's exciting. But look, I've had fights go to a time, I've had fights go to a draw, I've had fights with ended submission, and the submission ones are a lot more fun.
Yeah.
The next fight was the secret fight.
Yep.
A lot of talk over the last couple of weeks. Who was going to be in this secret fight? One of the Gracies, are they coming in? Are they going to get some old school guys fighting? There was some talk, like they were saying on the broadcast today. They wanted people fighting that were dead, like dig up dead people to get them to fight.
Helio Gracie is back.
in our discussion today, we got onto a fantastic idea. What if it was Ronda Rousey fighting a girl? Because as people following the Ronda Rousey shit, she came out quite vocally saying that she could beat anyone in a jiu-jitsu tournament.
That would have been mind-boggling if they'd done that.
Yeah.
If they'd been able to pull that off, that would have been absolutely mind-boggling.
The rumor that I had heard was that it was going to be Joe Rogan and Ed O'Neill.
Oh, wow.
That would have been awesome, despite the fact they're both old guys and Joe Rogan is like just about in a wheelchair. with all
Joe
his
Rogan?
neck, with his neck
Oh,
injuries.
yeah, his neck and back are still sore, so he's
Yeah.
involved for a long time, isn't it? That would be an awesome matchup,
Yeah.
though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're both just straight black belts, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That would... Oh, God. Now I want to see that. It's not going to happen, but
No.
I would love to see that.
So, yeah, the secret fight was...
Jeff Glover?
Well, the other guy...
I can't remember the other guy's name. I can only remember Jeff
Glover.
Glover. That's
the
why
Hawaiian guy.
I got in quick with Jeff Glover to try and suggest that I know something.
Yeah, look,
It's raining.
Is that rain?
That's rain.
Jeez, all right, it's really started raining right now. Oh, shit, it's
hail
hailing.
as well.
Guys, you heard it here first. It's hailing in Hawthorne.
Call in now to tell us whether it's hailing where you are.
I thought that was a bit stupid having Jeff Glover fight. Like, he's awesome and all, but, you know, like, you obviously didn't see it, but they basically, like, you know, they did the announcement, fighting out, and he's like, you know, he's carrying on.
Yeah, because he was one of the commentators.
He's one of the commentators.
Yeah.
And he took his shirt off and he had his spats on underneath and stuff like that. And it was, look, we were making the comment at the time that it was very much like a pro wrestling sort of stick, like a WWE.
Yeah.
Like he was doing all the, you know, Hulk Hogan moves and shit like that.
The Matt Hogan moves.
And when he got on the mat, he was kind of being a real clown at the first 10 minutes of the fight. Like he was actively giving the other guy his back.
Well, now the only reason why the name Jeff Glover rang any bells to me when I saw on the social media that was who was fighting, I had earlier this morning when I first got up put on Metamoris 1 to have a bit of a watch of that because
Barrett Yoshida, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I knew I wasn't going to be watching Metamoris 4 when it was happening, so I felt like watching a bit of rolling. So I put that on, and Jeff Glover was in the very first fight of the very first Metamoris, and I remembered the name from, well, the one that I've got, the finish was actually cut off it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I didn't get to see the finish. But in that one, if I remember correctly, there was a bit of clowning around at the start as well. There was a lot of, in order to warm up, there was a lot of, I'm just going to sit down and we're going to start from 50-50. I'm going to now get up and run away and then come back and roll into you and all that kind of stuff.
See, for Yoshida, you know, they didn't know who they were fighting, and
which is an actually really interesting thing, that you don't know who you're fighting, what style. You just have to be the best that you can possibly be, and then be able to improvise when it happens.
Yeah. And look, you know, Jeff Glover's he's awesome. You know, his jiu-jitsu.
Give us a background on Jeff Glover, because I don't know that much about him.
He does jiu-jitsu, and he has jiu-jitsu tattooed across his knuckles.
Oh, okay.
That's as much as I can tell you about.
So
him.
he likes jiu-jitsu, is what you're saying?
He does like jiu-jitsu. The guard he was playing, he called it the donkey guard, where he gave them the back and that sort of stuff. Look, he's legit. Like, you know, the fight went the 20 minutes. It was a draw. He certainly took a lot more chances, you know, giving Yoshida his back and stuff like that, but couldn't submit him.
Now, I believe Matt said just a few minutes ago that he was disappointed with the secret fight.
Yeah,
I saw a bunch of stuff saying that it was very entertaining.
It was great. It was a very fun, entertaining fight, and the fact that, you know, Jeff Glover just gets up from the commentator's booth, takes off his shirt and rolls.
And off he goes, yeah.
Like, you know, he hadn't warmed up or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
Next fight up was Dean Lister and Josh Barnett.
Co-main event.
Co-main event. That was just going to be a fantastic fight from the start. The two big dudes, and the fact that, like, I don't know if you've ever seen what Dean Lister looks like, but he is a big unit.
Both of them look like big guys, and if I remember correctly, Josh Barnett has a very good angry face.
Yeah.
He has a face that when he wants to put the angry face on, you just go, "Ooh, I'm in trouble."
But he's the babyface assassin.
He's also the babyface. No, he's picked a new nickname now.
Well, he's the War Master.
Now he wants to be the War Master. Just don't be a war machine, because that'll get you in trouble.
That's right.
I just made an inside joke there. That's good.
War Machine's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, who's in trouble at the moment with the
Yeah,
law. He's on the run.
Is he? I didn't know he was on the run.
He's on the
Jeez.
run because he beat up his girlfriend and some other person.
Was
and
she a porn star?
The porn star
Yeah.
one. And I do believe... No, it was somebody else that... Some other person set their dog on their missus. Some other guy somewhere, I've seen a few things that it was a savage attack that involved setting his dog onto his wife or someone, which was just like, holy hell. But War Machine did a runner. He beat 2 people up, one of which is, according to reports, his estranged wife or whatever, who's a porn star, which has nothing to do with it really.
No. He's a very interesting dude, that War Machine.
Oh, he's a nut job.
But he's very interesting.
I heard most of I didn't listen to all of it, but I heard most of the Rogan podcast with him, and I honestly am like, that guy needs help. He shouldn't be fighting that in actual events and getting all worked up. Thank you, Simon. He sounded like someone who came from a very bad upbringing, and he has not come to terms with any of it. No. He sounds like someone who's got real problems, and this somewhat confirms that.
Anyway, back to Metamoris.
Back to Metamoris.
Josh Barnett, the War Master.
I think those the Speedo wrestling shorts, there's nothing wrong with them.
Well, when your ball pops out, there's something wrong with them.
Did they? Did it? Oh no, that happened in a UFC event.
It did, but I believe one of his nuts popped out when he stretched before the fight had even started.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so yes, Josh Barnett and Dean Lister were next. Big fucking guys. Big guys. The fact is, Dean Lister's one of the biggest solid guys I've ever seen.
Yep.
Josh Barnett was bigger than him.
Yeah.
Taller and bigger.
And Barnett looked like he'd gone the Fedor style and hadn't leaned up.
No.
He was looking very natural.
Barnett, what a beast. No, beast.
I really look forward to the day when we don't have to lean forward just to read that.
I know. That fight was fantastic.
Yep.
I don't know if you know about Dean Lister, but he hadn't lost in a grappling
15
tournament.
years?
16 years.
16 years,
right?
I saw, yeah.
So I thought this is going to be like a whitewash. I'm not saying Josh Barnett's not talented, but he's not known for jiu-jitsu. He's done wrestling.
I was about to say, it looked to me like from what I saw, which was pretty much just the finish, that he went in there with a wrestling attitude, given that he was wearing wrestling shoes and the little shorts.
Which was another point of discussion. Josh Barnett's going to be wearing wrestling shoes in a fight against a guy who specialises in leg locks and ankle locks, right? And you think to yourself, all right, cool, he can kick out or whatever. But if you got shoes there, that's something extra to grab onto. I don't think I saw Dean Lister go for a single leg attack the entire fight. He tried, but Josh Barnett's legs are big, big legs. There was one point where I noticed he grabbed onto the leg, and when he let go, there was just a white mark from how tight he was grabbing the legs.
Wow.
But it was a really good fight. I don't know if there was a time where Dean Lister was on top, but from what I remember, Josh Barnett was on top of him most of the fight, past his guard.
What was the move that he won with?
He ended up getting him.
Was it like an arm triangle headlock type thing?
It was like a scarf hold, like a Kezgatami kind of position. And then I looked. I wasn't there. I didn't get put in the submission, but it looked like it was a neck crank. And Dean Lister tapped with 20 seconds to go.
I heard it was 14.
Oh,
it was close.
So,
it was really close.
Give or take 6 seconds.
The thing
and that was the one I was talking about where no matter what, I'd said this at the time when there was probably a minute to go, whoever wins this, because there was some discussion that whoever wins this fight was going to be fighting someone else. The winner of this fight's,
going
someone
on.
Else, right? What happens in the event of a draw? Now, the people of the internet and the people there would clearly be saying, Josh Barnett has won this fight. He has controlled him with superior technique and control for the entire, 19 minutes of this fight. So, what would they do? They couldn't just say, all right, the internet says that Josh Barnett won this fight, so he's fighting, Buchecha of the guys.
I think I mentioned earlier before we started that I'm not necessarily a fan of the way Metamoris have now said that there's a heavyweight title.
Yeah.
because that to me turns it into just another, not round robin, but another king of the hill.
Matt has suggested that you use your launch pad so you won't have to lead forward.
Yeah, no, I read that as well, and I don't fully understand what he means. So
You know the launch pad?
I wasn't going to keep going.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
Thing. I was going to actually ignore it, but you wanted to bring it up because it was a dick joke.
I like dick jokes.
Yeah, clearly.
You know.
The
money's in dick and fart jokes.
I didn't like the fact that it was a title fight because I like the fact that Metamoris isn't titles; it's just good matchups. So that was my point or my preference.
Oh, Brian.
Brian, really?
Settle down.
You reckon that's why he's there?
Settle down. Jeez. Brian has suggested that the difference between other people and Josh Barnett is Josh Barnett goes in there to hurt people.
I liked the way he was using his weight in that when he had the crank on and he was cranking it, he was up on his feet and he was putting as much of his body weight onto Dean as he possibly could.
Yep.
Which is something that I know I don't get a chance to do that often because I never want to hurt people because I'm usually weighing about 20 kilos heavier than everyone. So getting to actually swap your mind over or change your head over to get into that mentality, I find interesting. And so I liked the fact that he was not only putting the pressure on just the body to make it difficult, he was then cranking the neck or the choke, whatever you want to go with. So as you said, superior control.
And technique. Yep. You heard it here first. Superior control and technique.
Yep. That's the official Dale Kent definition review.
And I must admit, the lounge room absolutely erupted when Josh Barnett won.
Yep.
Because he beat a guy that hadn't been beaten in 16 years.
That's pretty impressive.
And I really hope they do another heavyweight fight because that would be great to see.
Brock?
Oh God, won't be Brock Lesnar.
Who else could it be?
Oh, well, there's the guy the winner was meant to fight.
Yeah, who?
I don't know his name, but Buchecha.
Come on, Matt, give us the name.
Yeah, I know his name, but I can never say it. I can never pronounce it properly. Buchecha, Buccaneer. I don't know.
Buccaneer.
Arr. I told everyone that joke.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a great joke.
I love it.
Yeah. What's Matt saying? You should be doing it.
Yeah, well, last Tuesday when everyone rolled with the two birthday people, I didn't feel that it was quite right to put my entire body weight on Sienna.
You don't want to ruin her.
I don't want to break her.
You don't want to ruin her.
I fell on my stepdad once and broke his rib.
Jesus.
Like, I don't want to... I want to try and...
Yeah, Buchecha. I can never say it.
Buchecha, yeah, that's it. That's
Buchecha, I don't know.
Or for instance, when I'm rolling with Jamie, I don't want to put my entire weight on her because I will crush her. But yeah.
What about when you guys do jiu-jitsu?
Well, that too.
Hey. Oh. So look, that was fantastic. That fight. That was worth it for the admission price alone, I think.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then of
Charles
course
Sonnen
the main event, which I don't understand how in a tournament that's trying to promote jiu-jitsu a lot. I don't know how a main event with Charles Sonnen quite works.
Well, because Charles Sonnen can talk his way out of a paper bag.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Look, Charles Sonnen's a wrestler. Josh Barnett was a wrestler. They sold the fight as
well. They're now promoting it more as a grappling tournament as opposed to a jiu-jitsu tournament. Really.
Well, because at the end of the day, the Ribeiro and the other guy, they got judo. Everyone's cross training. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look, Charles Sonnen talked his way into that fight. I don't know how, with all the controversy with him, drugs and whatever, and he stayed on the card. But he got on the card. He fought. He did a great job against a guy who is possibly one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. He survived for 17 minutes, or I don't know how long it was, but it was a great fight. There was a head clash possibly in the first few minutes, and Charles Sonnen was bleeding quite bad.
Oh, wow.
They had to stop the fight so he could get that attended to. I look, I would say Chael Sonnen was controlling to some extent. He was in open guard for quite a while. He got in Galvao's closed guard, but there was never a moment where he was going for submissions or anything like that. He clearly made a small mistake and got his back taken, but as we were saying before, it's not about being the best in the world. It's about making a mistake and someone else capitalising on it. And, you know, Galvao he was setting up a really nice sweep from half guard, got out, got the back, got a choke in. Chael Sonnen did fantastic to defend the choke for as long as he did. Like, it was a quite tight choke, and Galvao had a body triangle on him, which makes it even more uncomfortable. Got submitted, tapped, fight ended.
So, Chael will have come away from this with a positive reputation on the mat. It's all
I think he did fine. Like, you know, he didn't get submitted in 30 seconds. He stayed in there. He didn't hold back. He didn't run away from anything at all. He was in the danger zone, let's say, for most of the fight. Look, Chael Sonnen's Chael Sonnen. The light just went out. He talked he can talk his way in and out of a title fight. I don't know how, but
multiple title fights that he should never have been in.
No. Look, I think he did. He did good. And you know, his parting shot was something about Anderson Silva because he was in the front row.
Yeah, what was that? I saw something about it, but didn't get any audio.
I saw that as well. Something about like how, you know, the spider has 8 limbs, and you know the bad guy walks away or something. Yeah, it was.
I thought that they were like friends now, because when he retired, he was like, "Oh, thank you, Anderson, for my career," pretty much.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was. You know, it was good fun. Good fun. Good fights. Look, you always love a good submission victory, and you know, in this format, you probably want to see a few more submissions. But you know, there's something to be said for two absolute legends, you know, battling for 20 minutes straight, and you know, there's a lot of legends on that card today.
Excellent.
So let's wait for the next one. What's Brian saying?
Yeah, Brian says, I think Chael lost admirably, didn't lose in the 30 seconds like he said, which was the worst that could have happened. Yeah, it definitely sounds like Chael has come away from it with a somewhat positive outcome for him, even though he was submitted.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least he didn't get triangled.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he's got a reputation for getting triangled.
He does.
Okay. Well, that's that then.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's that. It was good. There's hasn't been any UFC on for a while.
No, but there was a bunch of other ones. I think there was a Bellator or something else, which I have not paid attention to. I'm assuming Brian will let us know because he's up on those things.
Yeah. But of course, there was the big John Jones Daniel Cormier stout during the week.
Well, yeah, that fight happened.
Yeah, that was a fight in itself.
I was at school that day, and it came through in the morning, like after training. And it came through before training. It came through when I was sitting here trying to pump myself up to get to training, and I was just trying to get as much as I could, and it was just amazing. Bellator and a World Series of Fighting. That's right.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was just amazing the way it happened, and then it's not only did it happen, but it's continued on during the week, because there's now that footage of them talking after their ESPN interview. Have you seen that? So they did an ESPN interview, but they were in different rooms, and they were both just on camera. They couldn't see each other, but they had an earpiece and they could hear. Yeah. And when they said, "Okay, thank you both, gentlemen, and we'll cut to George over there now," they went away, but the cameras were still recording, and the audio was still linked between them. Yeah. And John Jones was just going, "You still there?" And Daniel's going, "Yeah, I'm here." And then they've just had it out with each other.
What were they saying?
At one point, the bit that I read a transcript of a section which was Daniel Cormier. I wish I could come over there and spit in your face. Wow. And then Jones is like, I'd kill you if you did that. And he goes, well, let's see if you can. He's like, no, I would actually kill you. Like, there was swearing, there was no I have to be somewhat professional for the cameras. It was just, I'm going to destroy you and you've got no chance. And you felt Jones's main thing has been you felt really weak when we actually grabbed at each other on the thing. I'm going to destroy you. It's gone on to be actually quite interesting, this one. They have instantly made this just as interesting as the rematch with Gustafsson. This is definitely going to be worth seeing. The thing that really got me was the way they got up nice and close in the press, in the photos. Cormier shoved him.
Yeah.
Jones just snapped. Jones just instantly dropped the belt and then stepped forward, pushed the press guy out of the way, and then went with the overhand right. It was an instant killer time.
Yes, how very Christian of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no, I'm just going to be respectful. There's no, to be honest, it's almost as though there wasn't any control. It was him out of control.
Yeah.
Because you imagine an Anderson Silva having some control in those kind of, because he's been there before where he's been up close in the face with people, and okay, he threw that shoulder that time and stuff, but that's just a little shoulder. It's not the end of the world. It's not like it's a push the press guy into.
Well, what do you think about Cormier shoving Jones? Like, because that's what started it all.
Well, it was also Cormier getting in his face.
Yeah.
I think Cormier may have screwed himself. Cormier may have done the thing that you don't want to do to certain fighters, which is to piss them off.
Yeah.
Cormier may have gotten in his face and gotten under his skin, which has now turned the fighter on.
Yeah.
Or turned the animal on.
Yeah.
Because he did. It was Cormier who did the step up, and then Jones instantly was like, "Oh, okay, we're going face to face, are we? No problem." Kept the face in there.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Cormier's gone, "Oh, fuck off," and pushed him, and then Jones has done that. The interesting thing is Dana White and Rogan have both come out and said it was terrible and that it was stupid and that it shouldn't have happened. Good. It is something you sort of expect to see at a Strikeforce or when Miller and Diaz are involved, that kind of thing. Yeah. Brian suggests that DC is in trouble. It's going to be interesting.
Well, look, I really, 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 really hope John Jones gets beaten.
Yep.
I will go a little bit further and say I hope John Jones gets injured. I just don't like the guy. I just don't like him. I don't like arrogance.
I remember seeing when we were at the pub and we watched Jones versus I can't remember who he was against. Henderson.
Teixeira?
Was it Henderson?
Didn't see that one.
No, well, you were there then, so it was someone.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was against someone, and he did a dance at the start, and we've all sat there going, "Oh, what a dickhead!"
Yeah.
It turns out that dance was a reference to a footy player or a gridiron player of that town, and
Baltimore Ravens. Or something
and the crowd all loved it.
Yeah,
so everyone had. I remember that day, everyone saying, "Oh, he's such a wanker. He's such a dickhead.
He's a wanker."
I had the benefit of the doubt and didn't quite commit to that at the time.
There's no benefit of the doubt. He is a wanker.
I genuinely think now that he has...
Jamie's smiling.
Jamie is smiling. You're getting Jamie laughing.
Yeah.
I genuinely think now that he has issues in the same way that Ronda Rousey does. They are supreme athletes... and they don't know how to handle themselves outside the sport. Rousey seems to be a little bit uncertain of herself, and she pushes out the bravado and the "I'm going to kick your ass and screw you." Mm-hmm. It seems to me like John Jones is the same, where he does the push and he does the overhand and he does the punch and the fight, and then he gets up and screams to the crowd and everything.
Ha! Yeah, cockhead.
And then when he's in media mode, I'm a professional and he's all quiet and stuff like that.
He was all, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna.
No, but you know what I mean? In that he doesn't know how to quite keep it one way or the other, and he doesn't have the control over it, which means that, he is a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that control. He's unable to control himself and control his emotions and his thoughts and everything like that. Yeah. Which is why he's how old? 29? 28?
I don't know.
And he's got, 3 kids?
Yeah, to a white woman.
That race has nothing to do with it, Dale.
I'm just saying. He's not married.
So? I'm not married. I don't have 3 kids, but...
Morals.
Yeah. Oh, because you're so...
high and mighty. I can't hear you from my tower. So look, as I said, I would very much like to see John Jones get injured. I wouldn't say Anderson Silva level injured, because apparently that injury is very easy to heal from. It just looks grotesque. Paralysis maybe.
I get the feeling that maybe...
No, not paralysis, because then he would be martyred and he'd be, John Jones, he's a
what he
warrior.
could have been, and
Yeah,
I get the feeling that we may need to watch that one and do a commentary so that we can see you get excited every time he gets hit and then get upset if he wins.
I'll just get angry because this is what pisses me off. Every single fight, they build it up like, this is the big test of John Jones's career. And then he just fucking steamrolls the guy. Like,
classic,
Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira should have beaten the shit out of him.
The classic Joe Rogan quote of, this could be the biggest test of his career. They pull that out for every fighter. It doesn't, for every Anderson Silva fight. This could be the guy that, out of all the people, this guy's got the best jiu-jitsu to possibly beat him. And,
Look, they've got to sell fights. They've got to do that sort of stuff.
They've got to talk it up.
Yeah.
That's how I first got really into the UFC. Was I got sucked into the GSP BJ Penn 2 hype. I remember seeing...
Where he was going to fight to the death.
Yeah, I remember and it was the guy training in the ice versus the guy training on the beach.
Yeah.
Kind of the fight. I remember there was a bit where BJ's like, oh, I wonder what he's doing now. Ha ha ha. And they all start laughing and stuff. Then there's Dana White on the phone going, he better be training or else I'm going to come and kick his ass.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that and going, oh, this is really cool. This is really interesting and stuff. And now I've subsequently gone, oh shit, they do that for everyone.
Yeah.
They build it up for everyone.
Yeah.
Like that.
So when is the John Jones DC fight?
I don't know. Brian, tell us.
Oh, it's in September or something like that. But look, this shitstorm of aggression that's going on is going to just continue, and the fight is going to be crazy. I hope it goes to John Jones's head, and I hope he falls and hits his head on a stool or something like that.
He tries to do something a little bit too flamboyant
and gets knocked the fuck out.
Okay,
doesn't wake up.
That's not the Dale.
See, I'm getting aggressive over
that's
this.
Not your what's the word? Prediction. That's your hope.
That's my hope.
That's your hope for this one.
Yeah.
Excellent. Brian also commented that the Miller Diaz brawl was terrible because it was live on TV in the States. I think the main September 27th.
Thank you, Brian.
I think the main reason why the Miller Diaz brawl was a
Did you just
problem.
Go through puberty for a second?
Yes, I did. That's why I'm growing this facial hair. You're not allowed in here, Mr. Simpson. The reason why the Miller Diaz brawl was so bad was because it was somewhat.
That's a text message.
Somewhat only one tonight so far.
No, that's what text message sound.
It was somewhat orchestrated by the Strikeforce people because they said, "Hey." So whoever it was that had just that was in the audience, get in the ring.
Mayhem Miller.
Yeah, it was Miller because Diaz had just fought. That's why.
No, Jack Shields had just fought.
Oh, Shields had just fought and Diaz was with there,
yeah.
And so they said Miller get in the ring so that we can have we can create some controversy and have a stare off.
And they didn't think that Diaz would throw a punch at Miller.
And then it went.
It was a completely innocent thing, like hey, where's my title shot sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh well.
Poor Jack Shields.
Poor Jack Shields. He's not doing so well at the moment, is he?
Oh, UFC released him.
Ah, bummer. Yeah, there was an interesting point as well, Brian. There was a lot of people in that cage because the footage that I ended up seeing at one point, you could barely see what was going on.
But I think Miller got the worst end of the deal. Like, he was getting kicked in the head and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there was multiple guys that...
Well, it was all Jake Shields' camp. There was,
they all jumped
had
in.
all the Cesar Gracie jiu-jitsu fighters in there.
Yeah, whereas Miller was by himself, was he?
Oh, he just popped in,
Yeah, just popped in to say hi.
Just popped in to say hi. Where's my title shot?
Just for a coffee.
Yeah. So, look. Anyway, John Jones, DC, let's see what happens.
Gonna be a good one.
I really hope it either goes really long or really short, and if it goes really short, I hope it goes short because John Jones has been beaten.
Because John Jones.
Or if it goes really long, I hope John Jones has been beaten so badly that they...
Are you hoping that John Jones needs help getting out of the cage just like Matt Hamill did when he fought John Jones?
And beat him.
And technically beat him, yeah.
Oh, look, I don't care as long as John Jones gets beaten. I always root for the underdog.
Yep.
It's a lifetime of being a Richmond supporter.
Could be worse.
Could go for Melbourne.
Like me.
Yeah.
Quarter time, I was trying to get Jamie to leave yesterday when we were at the footy.
Nice.
Quarter time. We left at 3/4 time.
Yeah, look, I always root for the underdog. I don't like John Jones at all. I don't know if that's been apparent of the comments I've made in the last 15 minutes.
You've been subtle, so I think...
Just to make things clear, I don't like John Jones.
Yeah.
He's talented. I can't take that away from him, but he's also an eye-poking bad man.
Somebody needs to tell him that if he wants a decent legacy, he needs to stop it with the poking.
Yeah.
Because regardless of whether you like him or not, if you think long-term legacy or anything, you can't be doing a somewhat illegal or dishonest or unsportsmanlike stuff
every single
fight and being told not to do it in every single fight. That is, that's the only tarnish really on Anderson Silva's career.
Was that the Damian Maia fight?
No, but his unsportsmanship aspects like the Damian Maia fight, but his constant sort of, which is what got him knocked out with Weidman, the whole come here, that kind of, look at it, it's a big event and stuff.
But see, that's a tactic that I reckon has worked. Like,
it has worked, but it comes across as unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it's true.
If he'd stood there and not moved away and with his hands down and just gone bang and done the front kick.
Oh yeah.
The front kick. That's not only a masterful stroke because every time you watch it you realise how savagely perfect pinpoint it was.
And then after that everyone was doing it.
And exactly. But it was the fact that he just stood there. He was standing there ready to go. There was no come on, this is a big fight. There was no psychological stuff in that regard. Even the Forrest Griffith fight, that classic knockout which will always be seen of Forrest just big gliding steps and then falling to his side. It was that one he pinpoint perfectly was moving back and then did it.
Well,
but he
Stephen
wasn't
Bonner on the cage. Like that was some Matrix shit.
That was some Matrix shit that just proved that Stephen Bonner and both Forrest Griffin really are not that great of fighters. It's only because they were the final fight of Tough One that they have a name. I find both of those guys somewhat underrated.
Oh, Forrest Griffin's his fight with
Brian
Rampage Jackson to take the belt. That was masterful. Like doing the leg kicks for the entire fight.
Yeah.
Rashad Evans is another one I hate.
Yep, I can understand that.
Can't stand him. I think Dana White's come out during the week and referred to him as Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, there was
completely.
He's another one that needs to keep it in check.
Fuck out.
He just needs. Well, he's had that happen. He needs to just keep it in check because he's not as good as he sort of makes it out to be. Like there was that classic one when he was on the Ultimate Fighter when he within that competition he got cocky and put his hands down and started Muhammad Ali and moving around, and it's like, but dude, now finish the fight.
Yeah.
Don't do that and then not finish the fight.
Yep.
You can't do that and then win on points.
Yep.
That's not good enough. That actually is worse for you and your career than if you had have gotten in there with your hands up, perfect style, perfect technique, and finished the fight. Yeah, no, I can understand your dislike for Rashad. For me, Rashad is very swings and roundabouts. Sometimes I like him, but the minute he does something a little too wanky, I'm just like, oh, dude, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. I think it's a hard one to be cocky enough to get into the ring and be confident that you're going to beat someone, but then not be cocky enough to go, I'm the greatest, look at me, I'm fantastic. Because you need to have the mentality of, I'm the best, I'm going to kick ass, I'm going to destroy you, but then you can't show it, except for in your hands and in your abilities.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult one, but that's what makes
Good
fighting
fights.
all the more interesting.
Good past.
Jamie, is the cake or the cupcakes or the celebratory D&G10 stuff ready or will be ready? No. Should we try and stretch? No, we should give up.
There was
That's okay.
complicated ingredients involved that I didn't realise.
Complicated ingredients that weren't realised. Damn. Does that mean that you're not making it?
No, it's still happening.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're ready for ages.
Okay. I completely shifting gears. I'm very interested as to know whether or not you finished reading The Umbrella Academy.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Very quickly on the fighting still, Brian has said Forrest fought the perfect fight against Rampage.
Yep.
Never thought he was as good as the UFC made him out to be. Got lucky with a lot of fights. Shogun comes to mind.
End of the day, he choked out Shogun. But Shogun, that was his first fight in the UFC. He wasn't probably as fit as he had been in Pride, and let's just possibly say that he may not have had the assistance that he'd had in Pride in the UFC.
There we go.
Yeah.
I said it before, but I agree with Brian that I think the entire cast pretty much of Tough won because it was so successful for the company. I think all of them have been somewhat over publicised and their abilities overdone a little bit.
Who from Tough has done well? Like done well?
None of them. They've all done mediocre.
Well, Matt Serra won the title. Forrest Griffin won the title. Huh?
And it was Shogun's first fight in 10 years.
Nah. North America
In 10 years.
Yeah.
Koscheck was in the first one, wasn't he?
Cockhead.
Hasn't done that great. Got close, but didn't do that great.
Mm-hmm.
Got defeated by a jab.
Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Absolutely,
Yep.
but still got defeated by a jab.
Yep. Diego Sanchez.
Cockhead.
Cockhead.
Again, he got to the point of almost about to explode and then fizzled.
Yeah.
Liebman.
Oh,
Chris Liebman with the red hair became just a journey fighter.
Yeah, he was a journeyman.
Journeyman
But that's
for
some
sure.
great knockouts along the way.
Oh, great guy, but just a journeyman. I mean, his Silva's first fight in the UFC was against Liebman, and it was just like, holy shit, this guy's on another level.
Yeah.
That is a scary fight to witness.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Is Rashad from the first season?
His first season.
Rashad has done all right
He
as
won
an
the title.
analyst.
Yeah.
He had the title for what, 1 fight, 2 fights? We're being handed some information. Oh yeah, no, I saw that earlier. I forgot to mention it though.
In the gi. Wow.
According to Down Under BJJ Radio, which is one that I still haven't got around to listening to. Have you listened to that yet? I think Jess was on that.
Gary Tonin wanting to fight.
Is open to fighting Beardy McBeard in a rematch in the gi. So,
See, look,
so what you said, because you said earlier you would have liked to have seen it in the gi.
No, I wanted to see Keenan Cornelius in the gi.
Ah, okay.
But look, Kitdale did say that he would prefer to fight in the gi. Again, look, it's not I don't think it was a excuse or whatever, but Kitdale he's a gi fighter.
Yeah,
he's come out and said that. I want to go back just briefly to what you're saying. You've referred to Kitdale the entire podcast as Beardy McBeard.
Yep.
I I think he's given people with beards a very bad name. There was some discussion upstairs in the change room that we were going to possibly shave our beards off in protest of Kit Dale, because of his comments and handling of the situation last week on Facebook. But we came to the discussion. No, let's not. We're not going to let Kit Dale ruin the beard for us.
I was referring to him as Beardy McBeard because of that situation in reference to Chris's article.
Yeah.
Because she nicknamed him Beardy McBeard in that one. I didn't read the entirety of that and didn't really want to give it any more air.
So you're taking the beard back?
Take the beard back.
Oh, we're gonna shave off Kit Dale's beard.
Hello, that'll be interesting. No, lost what I was going to say.
Beard pride.
That's a promo photo if there was better lighting. I read a little bit more of the Umbrella Academy Dallas today. I'm up to the section where we have found out what's happened to number 5.
Yep.
And
there it is.
We did that quite well.
Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying it. There is no doubt that I'm enjoying it. It just has not been the week for it, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
It's been quite the average week for me, mental health wise, unfortunately.
Did you get much training in?
No, I got one session. Tuesday morning was it. Tuesday morning was literally the only training I've done on the mats, although yesterday morning I did go for a bike ride for the first time in a long time with a mate of mine, which was actually really awesome. That felt fantastic. I find that in terms of weight management, bike riding is really good for me because I seem to be able to do it for a really long time comfortably, and it's a really good sort of cardio for me.
I saw a great meme the other day that said, what do you do? I do jiu-jitsu. What do you do for jiu-jitsu? Oh, what do you do for cardio? I do more jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And that's,
I think that's a great attitude. I remember it was either last week or the week before that Matt made a point, of which Matt's clearly not watching now because it's only Brian and us viewing this now. Matt made a point of striking will not help your jiu-jitsu.
No.
But for me, I've just got to stay active.
Yep.
And I have the attention span of a gnat,
Yeah.
so I don't mind, or I like having all these different things to keep me active and keep me interested.
End of the day, it's what's important. And for me, I love movies and music and stuff like that. I grew up, I would go to gigs every weekend.
Yep.
Right. Then I found this thing that for some reason I don't go to gigs anymore, and that's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like music was my life. But then I found jiu-jitsu, and I love jiu-jitsu. I love it so much that I train
a lot,
at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it, and I think it'll most definitely be part of my life for the rest of my life. But I just sometimes, like, the main thing that I think that the problem is, I think it was one of the nights this week. Jamie said something about going to class or going to training and stuff. Like, it'd be really good for me to get the physicality and stuff. But sometimes I know with my semi-mild at times version of depression and stuff that I deal with, I don't want to be with people. I don't want to be up close to people, and I don't have to want to rely on the communication and the reliance on each other that a class has. So sometimes an open mat would be cool, but then sometimes an open mat where it's just you and the person you're rolling with is what is needed, which is hard to do sometimes. And so, for me, jiu-jitsu doesn't always help, but I have had some awesome times where I've been in an absolute stink and jiu-jitsu has pulled me straight out of it, and it's been fantastic. The one that I use all the time is that I was feeling really confident one day, really I'm going to kick ass, I'm going to be the best fighter ever, all this kind of crap. Went to jiu-jitsu, got my ass handed to me, and came walking out of it with a big smile and just feeling so humble.
Yep.
And so just, the universe is massive. I'm not going to make a squat of difference unless I put a lot of effort in. and all this kind of stuff. And it's for that aspect, jiu-jitsu is fantastic. And I've also always said a lot of times that if you're still a wanker after jiu-jitsu, then there's no help for you. It's very rare to find bad people on the mat. It's possible.
I can think of a few.
I'm sure you can, and I'm sure we could probably say a few names at the same time, and we could say the same thing, and it happens. But how good are the people the good people that you find? It's great.
I have 2 T-shirts that just spell it out perfectly right here. Jiu-jitsu saved my life.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, I should probably try and find some of them because I've said that a couple of times.
Yep.
Back to the Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very much enjoying it, but I just haven't had the time. I do highly recommend it still. I did last year, and I tried to get a bit of it read today. I unfortunately didn't get much read today, but I tried to get some of it, and it was great.
It's great. I just can't wait for you to finish it.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What have you? I'm also trying to read other things as well.
Yeah,
I've got all these. Today I literally went into the bedroom for an hour. It was meant to be for an hour to read a permaculture book, and then I was going to read Umbrella Academy as well. And I got a little bit of that one done, and a little bit I got a page of that and a page of this, and it was
Fair enough. Everyone's bailed. They're letting me know that they've had to bail.
Well, clearly we can see stuff like that. It's just not good enough.
I haven't read anything all week. It's been horrible. I actually no, that's not true. I've part read, part audio booked a fantastic novel that they're making into a movie. I like to do that before a movie comes out.
I think you mentioned. Did you mention this last week?
Horns?
You might have.
Yes.
I think you might have.
So it's a movie coming out with Daniel Radcliffe in it.
Yeah. You did mention it last week. Yeah.
So I just finished that this afternoon.
Yep.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Horns,
I can't wait for the movie.
Horns, you say audiobook.
Horns, yep.
And it's an audiobook.
I've got one. My player. You can do both. You can listen to it.
Are you doing the Audible?
No, it's not Audible. It's one on the Android. Anyway, very good.
My audiobook recommendation would be McMafia. I did an Instagram picture of it the other day of the front cover. It's a book all about crime around the world, and it's very, very fascinating. Just the different ways that crime happens around the world, and it's not just that it happens and that they're bad people. It goes into the details of why it happens and what kind of, for instance, some people smuggling. The people believe that the people being smuggled believe that the people smuggling them aren't bad people taking advantage of them. We're the clients, and they're doing us a service because we want to go over there. And it's very, very interesting. So yeah,
smuggle.
That's our quick book reviews for
the week. Yeah.
Any music reviews?
Nah.
Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa. I've been listening to crazy heavy music all week just because I feel like it. It's a great band called like Moths to Flames. All their songs are about breakups and stuff.
I'm sure Brian knows them.
Pretty good.
Brian's saying that he's seen DC and Warner Brothers plan to roll out 9 movies from 2014 to 2020. I think I've seen that. I think there's a Green Lantern and a something else team up at one point. There's the Batman versus Superman. Then there's a Justice League. Then there's a Wonder Woman solo, and there's a Batman Superman again or something. There's a whole heap of them. Are you looking forward to Gotham? Because I know that you... No.
I was just about to say, I don't think I have any interest in anything DC.
Oh.
Yeah, I really don't. Besides the Christopher Nolan Batmans, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Superman never did it for me. Green Lantern was good, but that was only because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Yep.
And I know people hated Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, but I don't care. Ryan Reynolds is the bomb. I actually...
Yeah.
When I was at work the other night, I saw a bit of an episode of Arrow.
Yes. Okay. Which episode was it? What happened?
Oh, I don't know. There was
somebody got shot with an arrow.
Someone got shot with an arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch enough of it. It was the latest season though, so that's why I didn't watch enough of it. Because Yeah. I was actually in JB Hi-Fi looking at a copy of Arrow going, oh, should I buy this tonight and watch it? I didn't.
Jamie doesn't like it, but Jamie doesn't really like comics at all, so...
Yeah. It's really strange. Like, DC, no. But Vertigo, love all Vertigo stuff.
Yeah, but they're different, though. They're very different.
Yeah.
I can understand why you would feel one way about one and the other.
Yeah.
I find that my you've been recommended Touche Amore.
Yeah, I like them. They're good.
Yep. See,
Yeah.
I knew it. You guys are fucking two peas in a pod with the music. I'll have to get either one of you to make me a playlist or something for me to a best of to get into some of these.
You won't like them.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know.
What kind of music do you think I like, Dale?
You like weird psychedelic rock, like Flaming Lips, and you love the Beatles.
Yep.
You like.
I do like the Flaming Lips.
The Flaming
You want to
Lips.
know what I've been listening to a lot this last week?
What?
Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, they ain't nothing to fuck with.
I'm actually surprised you even can make that reference. Name another one of their songs.
There's something to do with Chambers of the Wu.
Yep, there is. There's 36 chambers.
36 Chambers of the Wu. There's...
What does cream stand for?
I don't know.
And what have you got to do with your neck?
I don't know.
Okay.
Crack your neck.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
And cream stands for cash rules everything around me.
Okay.
Anyway, I've been listening to a lot of that recently, and okay, Portugal the Man. Should I check them out?
No, I know them.
Yeah, you know them.
Yeah,
should check them out. Okay. The heaviest I probably go is probably like System of a Down. I quite enjoy some of their stuff.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not heavy enough.
I don't like the idea of mainstream metal.
Oh, okay.
I'm fucking so hardcore. I listen to Rage Against the Machine. Cool. They've done one album that I can think of. No, two. There's one with the boy on the front cover.
Evil Empire.
Evil Empire. I've never. How many albums have they done?
Evil Empire's self-titled.
There's the one with the Buddhist on the front cover.
Yeah, that's self-titled.
There you go. 2 albums.
They've done 4 or 5.
Are they the exact same thing though?
Battle for Los Angeles.
Are they the exact same album though?
I wouldn't necessarily say they're exactly the same, but they've done 4 according to Brian. But Tom Morello, like the bass and the drums are practically the same all the time, and Morello's riffs are incredibly similar. Hence why Audio Slave sounded very much like Rage until Cornell started singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his riffs are pretty similar, so it's not exactly a stretch between album to album. There's not that much change and difference or anything like that.
Do you like Bruce Springsteen?
I don't dislike Bruce Springsteen, but I wouldn't say that I necessarily want to listen to him that often.
Okay. Well, I was going to recommend listening to the Gaslight Anthem because they're just fucking fantastic.
What's that got to do with Bruce Springsteen?
They sound very much like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I haven't got any music recommendations this week either, unfortunately.
No.
I've been listening to a lot of old stuff, which is what I normally do. Yeah.
I wanted to finish my audiobook so that I could listen to music again, and that happened today, so...
So you're done? You're happy?
Yeah. I went back and listened to some old bands I hadn't listened to for a while on Spotify. That was alright.
Yep.
Yeah. Went to a bike shop today and they were playing Jimmy Eat World. That made me happy to be the one person in the shop singing.
Now, I'm assuming this isn't the pop Jimmy Eat World that everyone knows, the In the Middle song. It's...
Fuck, I hate that song. Fuck, I hate that song. Fuck, I hate that album. That was the album the studio told them to make. Oh.
Yeah, I really like Jimmy Eat World, but none of that like stuff that people know about. I like the really obscure early stuff.
I just like Jimmy Eat World. Everything they've done except for Bleed American was fantastic. Bleed American had 1 or 2 good songs, but they were all in the middle. That just epitomises what's wrong with the music industry. That people fucking listen to that song.
Oh, okay. I like the fact that a lot of things aggravate you.
Oh,
It's quite funny.
Jon Jones, die.
You're looking forward to the new Game of Thrones when it comes out?
Oh, Jon Jones and Game of Thrones. They rhyme. Is there going to be another Game of Thrones, or have they received my petition to stop making it?
I think they received it, and then they received a check.
And then they wiped their butt with it.
And then they went, the check's really good. There's a lot of zeros on that.
This Dale Kent sure does use the F word liberally.
And he got 30,000 signatures.
Yeah.
But I think it's all him. He signed it 30,000 times.
Have you seen the meme that's going around with Tyrion Lannister?
No.
Oh, it's very funny. It's a little midget guy that's obviously Middle Eastern, and he's dressed, in like kind of battle garb. That'll be our sign-off picture. But it says...
Will it? Do you want me to find that now?
You can find that. But the picture says, I demand a trial by jihad. It was quite funny.
No, that doesn't sound funny enough to try and find it.
Okay. But his name is Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion Lannister. Okay. I reckon that's our hour and a half.
This has been good. Metamoris was great today.
Yep.
I'm very much looking forward to going back to jiu-jitsu this week because I missed Friday.
Bummer.
I just want to finish. I know that neither guy are here, but it's if they ever watch this down the track, which they never will. I had one of the nicest kindnesses done to me this week.
Mm-hmm. Did Matt give you a handy?
No, that's every other
standard.
week. That's not a kindness. That's a given. I like many jiu-jitsu people, and like yourself here. I'm not rich. I don't have much money. I have very few gis, and Matt and Simon are always hanging shit on me for not having enough gis because the one I've got is ripped and the other one has a massive. It's too big for me. They bought me a gi during the week.
Oh, very nice.
And I get to wear it tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Give it the christen.
Give it the christen. So I've got it all patched up now for the dominance.
I would imagine they're gonna jump in as first go to try and give it a stretch and give it a.
I hope so. So yeah, that was really, really melted my heart when they gave me a gi.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
As I said before, jiu-jitsu community, it doesn't seem like you can. It seems like the goodness when it comes to people who roll is better. Is there's more good than
there is bad.
The general goodness.
Yep.
Like you find a good person just in life.
Yep.
A jiu-jitsu good person is much better.
Yeah, that's right. So it was really nice. And I said to Matt, I said, I don't know how I'm ever going to thank you for this. And he said, there's only one thing you can do to thank me, and that's train. So that's what I'm going to do.
I was expecting a dick joke there.
I was expecting a dick joke as well.
But he went with the seriousness.
The serious thing. So,
have you got your sign off ready?
Always ready.
Okay, should I be ready with the muting and the stopping and stuff?
You can do whatever you want. Look,
should it be a hard finish?
It's not a hard finish. It's just something simple that I say quite a lot.
Okay.
And I realise I say it a lot in my normal life, but just not in this particular phrase. But the most important thing in the world is to stay safe.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.